Hello. Mike and I are trying a new idea today, trying to do the key communications from all team leaders and steering group with a video this time. So I hope it works. And I'm just going to talk you through a little bit of the things we've been doing. So first and most important thing I like to tell you about is about our worship and our prayer. Diane Tibble was leading us this time and helping us to focus on our holy God. We spent some time worshipping and praying into this. We also spent some time praying into our world and all the many things that are happening around the world, and thinking about our churches, and also obviously praying about the things that we were going to be thinking about in the meeting. Some of the biblical passages that came to us, one was from Haggai 2, I've got it here with me, a little bit from it. But now be strong, O Zerubbabel, declares the Lord. Be strong, O Joshua, son of Jehozadak the high priest. Be strong, all the people of the land, and work, for I am with you, declares the Lord. This is what I covenanted with you when you came out of Egypt, and my spirit remains among you. That's a word that I was given in July 2012, and I think it's still a word for us now as Baptists together. But we also came back to the feeding of the 5,000, which is a passage that God often brings to our mind as we think about the challenges before us. And we also reflected on the Exodus and the wilderness experience of God's people in the Old Testament, seeking all the time to kind of see what God is trying to say to us in these days. You'll also see here that we've got bread and wine, and we actually had the communion table at the centre of our meeting for the whole time this time. And that symbol of bread and wine has been very important for us as we think about our worship, our mission and our relationships. And Daniel Hatfield, who was our accompany at this time, he led all the team leaders in communion together yesterday, and that was a really great time. As I said earlier, I think we've wrestled together in this meeting. We've had deep reflection and prayer. On the one hand, we've been able to affirm our common vision, and we're really excited about that. And we're excited about what we see God doing around the country, and see that He's at work, and the openness of people to hearing about Jesus. We affirm as well the resources that we share together, but we also recognise that we face many challenges, not only in our kind of what you might call our structures, but also right across our churches. And we've been thinking deeply about how we face these, depending on God and guiding by Him. Yesterday evening we had the great opportunity to meet ministers from the Cotswold cluster, and it was wonderful to hear about how their mission and their ministry is being encouraged and developed through the cluster working well together. It was a great encouragement, and it was a real example of our vision in practice. And of course our vision is growing healthy churches in relationship for God's mission, and we just saw it working there, and it was wonderful to see and to hear these two quite different churches in different contexts growing and being effective in their mission and their worship through their working together. So that was wonderful to see. We also saw other examples of our collaborative working. We heard about the successful Sam Sharp lecture that happened on Tuesday evening, and that's available online. Again, another good example of many of our associations working together collaboratively to promote this lecture on this important topic for our union. You'll be pleased to hear we've made some decisions as well. We were delighted to hear of the appointment of 3 Pioneer coordinator roles. These are part-time positions, and Roy Searle will be supporting the associations in the north. Simon Goddard will be working more in the east of the country, and Nigel Coles will be fulfilling that role in the south and southwest. So that's good to see we're using our resources to help promote and encourage pioneering, because this is where our heart is. We also made the agreement to join the Fresh Expressions Network, and again felt that was an important development for us as we develop our mission and pioneering ministries. And then finally, we had an update from the Collaborate project team, which is our common database that we're trying to develop. Again, this is just another tool to help us do mission and ministry better. And it was fantastic to hear about how that's being delivered within the brief and within budget. And it's another really great example of what we can achieve together. So I hope that gives you an idea of what we've been doing. Will you please keep praying with us? We need to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus. We need to keep hearing his word to us, and we need to keep trusting that where he leads us as we go one step at a time, that if we're obedient to his call, that we'll be where he wants us and that he'll be glorified through us. Thanks very much for listening, and maybe we'll try this again soon.